Old man here, and last night I took down my largest hog yet. That story is coming right up. Man, alright, we're gonna go collect our hog over there. It's the only one that came in. He is still moving. I am going to take a follow-up shot. That was a second shot to make sure he was down. I know he wasn't moving, but I'm not going to take any chances. And he's definitely not moving now. All right. Recording off. It's about 9 o'clock at night, and I've been sitting in my blind for about 4 hours or so, so it hasn't been too bad. But another good hog shoot. Not as big as the last one I got, but good size. So let's go get him. It's definitely going to be a little dark going down here. You can only see the light from my spotlight. All right, I got a strap, the same one I used on the last one. Pretty big hog, actually. I think it's a male. So I did a head-on shot on him. Hard to see here. But I did a head-on shot, and he kept moving. Then did a follow-up shot, which looks like I got him right in the top of the skull here. Maybe that was my first shot, I don't know. Another good size one. I don't think he's quite 170 pounds, but he's probably in the 150 range. Say a prayer for him. Thank you, hog, for the food you're going to provide my family and those less fortunate than I am. May your journey through the afterlife be free of pain and full of joy. Amen. That was my cousin that's going to come back and help me again with this one. And I'm going to owe him a debt of gratitude when I'm done here. Give him a lot of this meat. I know you can't see me right now, but this guy's heavy. Well, not only is he heavy, but he's slipping out of my hands because it's so muddy down here. So I'm going to try to strap this thing up. I was able to pull it tight. It's a little better. There we go. Yeah, those are frogs, and keep hearing a bunch of different sounds. You know, I'm down here by myself at the edge of the woods here, my blind, hoping no other critters come in. And I know it's dark, so just please bear with me. I'm going to try to edit a lot of this stuff out. But one of the things I just heard in the woods, and it was probably a raccoon or something, but you know the sound hogs make when they're kind of rooting? They make that sound. That's what I heard right behind me here. I don't know how far it was. And again, I don't even know if it was a hog or not. I don't think they would come in. They're kind of get away from humans. But I just started up my truck again up there just to make some noise, and I'm waiting for my help to get here. He should be here in about 15 minutes. And I'm not really nervous, or scared or anything. It's just, it's kind of an uneasy feeling, you know, so I'm just wait. All right, the cavalry has arrived. My partner in crime has come to bail me out again. It's a frog. There's a couple of frog sitting in the water over here, and they're all over. He's pretty big, isn't he?
Yeah. I don't know. This one looks bigger.
Oh, does you know? I'm thinking the same thing, maybe. So, shot him right there. Oh my God! Let me tell you what happened with this one, my friend. So I was planning on doing an all-nighter, and I'm laying down in the cot at about, it must have been about 7:30. I heard the grunt over here, so I got up, looked around, and I don't know if he just heard me, but did nothing for the next half an hour. So I went to lay back down, and I don't know, it must have been about, what time is it now? It's like 9, so it must have been about 8 o'clock. It started getting dark, and I heard something down here because it was dark, and it sounded like he was eating. Okay, so I said, oh, there's a hog down there. So I had brought 2 sets of headphones, the ear protection, and then the ones I was watching like YouTube and stuff on, right?
Yep.
Well, those unfortunately were loose on top of my shelf, like where those flag, and they fell on the ground, and I couldn't see anything, and I knew he had run off, and man, I was using every 4-letter word you can actually name of. So I just sat back down, and then I heard the slurping again. I'm like, oh, he's down there, he's down there. So I quietly got the rifle up, and he was back here somewhere, and he'd run off, then stopped and come back, and he ended up down there. But he says, you know what, I'm not taking any chances. So what I did is, I did a headshot on the first one. Dropped him immediately right there, and he was twitching. And I said, oh, he's gonna buy it soon. It must have been about 2 minutes, and he was still twitching. I said, oh, I gotta do a follow-up shot. So I did a follow-up shot, and I think got him behind the ear. So both headshots though. So, but he's bleeding pretty good, and dude, he was stuck in that mud. I had to grab him by the tail. I had to wrap the tail around my wrist to pull him out. I had the ratchet strap around him, but it just slipped off. And but I was able to get him right here on the dry land, and this is where we are. I know, he does look big though, doesn't he? I mean, yeah. What I'm actually doing here is we're using the winch that I made last year or 2 years ago, extending it all the way out. We're going to drag this hog up. Again, we're not lifting it straight up. He probably weighs 170 pounds. I'm just going to drag him, which is a lot less stress on the winch. And this goes out like 50 feet or something, so it's going to be pretty nice. The hogs took it up to the winch, which is good. So here it is right here, if you can see it. Bam. Again, my apologies for the darkness here, but you'll get a narration of it. All right.
Oh, let's see.
Oh, that's me. Hold on. It's right there. All right.
Does it take?
I'm at the processor right now, and I just dropped him off. You can see there he is sitting there. He's a big boy. He might be bigger than the next one, so I'm just getting my normal cuts on this. Ground sausage, pork chops, and probably a roast. So that's the plan right now. And we'll find out how much he weighs tomorrow. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. There are going to be a lot more hog hunting videos this season. I cannot express how many hogs are showing up at my feeder area. And, you know, at the end of the day, better at my feeder area than some farmer's cornfield, right? So we're going to be pretty busy this year taking down hogs, and I'm hoping to bring that to you here. So with that, we are going to close this one out. We'll see you at the next hog hunt. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace out.